So, you see, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, the things that Jake and I have been through. It's just so tragic. It's terrible. What motivates me every day is knowing that I have a child who has a future, that has a bright future ahead of him, that is not a juvenile delinquent, that doesn't do anything wrong, that wants to be an Ivy League graduate, that works hard for his grade, that makes A's and B's. Some classes he doesn't have to work hard. Math is easy for him. He says he doesn't take notes, and he gets, 100%, 95% on his tests and quizzes. But he's still listening, and he's actively participating. He's not bored. He does do his work, and he always gets his work turned in and gets it done. So even if he's intelligent and he can listen and process the work and do the work and learn how to do the work, that way he's still engaged in the learning process and doing the work. You have to be actively listening, and it takes a lot of intelligence and skill just to listen and remember everything that you're being taught, and then make an A on the test. So it's not, gee, he didn't have to work for it. No, he's just intelligent. Didn't mean he didn't work for it. But you wouldn't understand that because you're not that gifted, are you? And you're jealous of Jacob because he is. And you can't stand that he's socioeconomically challenged and lives in poverty and is just choosing not to do things that would be classified as delinquency. Because after all, isn't that your whole point when you go into these hearings and all this stuff, and you say these children are just choosing to behave this way? Is that what you say? No. That is not what you say, because I've heard this spiel many times. Oh, no, these kids come from socioeconomically challenged backgrounds. They're living in poverty. They have parents that are drug addicts or not there, or parents that are abusive and have terrible parenting skills, and they just need our help. Do they really? You can't stand that they could just choose to do the right thing in spite of the fact that they're socioeconomically challenged, that they're really responsible for their behavior, and they don't need you to hold their hand and tell them, no, stop beating the shit out of Johnny. That is not the right choice. I have to teach you that that is not okay because you come from a socioeconomically challenged background where your dad beats the shit out of your mom. So they think that that's okay. No. They know that it's wrong. And they know that they can get away with it. And that is why they do it. I know that because these kids that do those things have told me so. And laughed in my face. And made fun of the administrators that were coming to pick them up to take them for counseling in the counseling office. And then professionally given me the counselor's point of view on the child's behavior and done their behavior intervention techniques on him, and the child's going to be fine now. I had the kid tell me in one class that's what was going to happen. They should be brought back to class after that. She didn't care if she was in class or in the counselor's office. It didn't matter to her. She knew she wasn't going to be held accountable for her behavior. If she'd been held accountable for her behavior, she'd have grabbed her ass and held on to it. To make sure that it didn't get kicked out of school if she'd been motivated by discipline. Well, we didn't use those techniques, did we? We mollycoddled her instead and offered her guidance to tell her why her behavior was wrong and this is the right behavior, as though she didn't know. No, she knew. She told me beforehand that that was the way it was. I laughed about it. It mocked me, basically indicating she was going to get away with murder. And she did. She did the same thing. Didn't matter to her. She sat there in blue sunshine in that counselor school. At that school. Now I'm very sure my bladder is going to burst open. So, you see, yes, you can come from socioeconomically challenged backgrounds and still just do the right thing. I was over at a magnet school. Had a chat with a teacher about it was ridiculous. I was a gym teacher that day. All the gym teachers, when the kids were doing calisthenics, all the gym teachers were staring at the floor. And I remember looking around like, why the hell are they all staring at the floor? It's because anybody that wasn't staring at the floor was going to be classified as ugly or staring at children for sexually motivated reasons. Right. Because a cop told him that. So the cop could not find it as suspicious. There were video cameras in the gym. I didn't touch a single kid that day. Didn't really have any interaction with the students. Weighed 300 pounds. You know, that's falsifying accusations and falsifying documentation and evidence to falsely accuse somebody of being a pedophile. That's what that is. And that is exactly what happened. Is I was falsely accused of that. I was looking around at the gym teacher one day and I was staring at the floor. I was sitting on the side of the gym. I didn't have a straight view of anybody's ass or anything while they were doing push-ups, so, you know, I didn't even get up and go look under somebody's shorts. But then what all you have to do is arrange a snitch, right? Oh, she was looking for the shorts. Really? Okay, let's pull the video from the gym, right? That's what you'd think, right? Get a sex offender detective in here. This kid's believable. Isn't that what you'd think would happen next? No. What do we have? A jackass with a badge who is, what, documenting all this to say that I'm suspicious and justifies their investigation? No, that's not true. It's never true. You falsified your entire case so you could perpetuate a case that has no basis. That's the truth of it. But I talked to this gym teacher and asked her, you know, do you have children that are socioeconomically challenged at this school? She said, oh yes, many of the kids here are on the free lunch program. There are many children here who come from socioeconomically challenged backgrounds. Many of our students. So, you know, there was no reasoning that she offered. I asked her, you know, do you think the test to get into the magnet program is racially prejudiced? Because there had been a front page article in the Shreveport Times saying that. It was racially prejudiced and prevented minorities from getting into the magnet program, not just the test, but the way the students were chosen. She said, you know, how can you have a racial motive in asking a math question if you have 5 cars and 3 trucks? How many cars do you have altogether? The tests aren't genius level tests. It's just a test to see if you have the basic skills for the grade level you're going into. And can you do that work? And that's how they determine. You got to be able to pass the Common Core. You have Common Core skills. And these kids don't have those skills. And that's why all the magnet programs, the majority of them are all white. It's not racially motivated. A state representative was in the paper saying that the magnet program was racially prejudiced against blacks.